Welcome, my friends. You're watching another awesome and delicious episode of Lightning Rod Collectibles Live. Purveyors of fine pop culture ephemera. Lightning Rod Collectibles is now simulcast on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, bringing you the best and the coolest from the diamond, modern, copper, bronze, silver, and even the golden age of comics. How's it going, everybody? We see Cap has joined us. How about that? Well, if you remember how awesome last week's show was, we decided to keep that tradition going again this week. We are doing today our Claim OBO show, which means claim or best offer, meaning buy it now or best offer. I remain your host, Michael D. Lepine. Welcome to Lightning Rod Collectibles Live. So glad you could join us. We're doing another claim show, and we're going to have a great time with it. I so look forward to it. We're going to get to all of the books that we didn't get to last week, plus a few extras. And I bet you I will find some great things for you. Plus, we're going to have our BOGO show combined with this, which means for every book you buy, you will receive one free gift, equal or lesser value, of course. It could be a comic, it could be a collectible. You'll never know until you know. All right. Okay, Austin Hotelling has joined us, Dubois Gates, and Robert Kennedy. Welcome, family. It's good to see you guys. So, in case you're just joining us and you just missed out on what I said, this is a claim or best offer only show. There are no auctions, no make me an offers, straight up claims, which is a buy it now, basically. I'll put some fabulous books up. I see Cap's ready, so we're going to get started. I'm going to put some fabulous books up, and those books are each going to have a sticker. The sticker is going to have the buy it now price on it. Only the shadow knows. Oh, not yet. I know too. And pretty soon, so will you. You see something you like? Claim it. Or, if you don't claim it at that price, make me an offer. Make me the best offer you can. Hold on a second, I need to pull the camera back just a bit. I think that's better. Ah, yes, that's much better. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Oh, I think I gotta pull back just a little bit more. Ah, I think that's much better. All right, I like the way that works. What is the Medusa chain? It is one of my favorite late 70s, early 80s graphic novels from DC Comics. The Medusa chain is a science fiction extravaganza about a rogue trying to find his place in the universe, trying to survive by his wits. It is written and drawn by the great Ernie Colón, who we lost a couple of years ago. Ernie Colón is was one of the most versatile artists in comics. He has done in his career everything from, let's see, Amethyst, Princess of Gem World for DC, Arion of Atlantis from DC. He has done, I believe he did Blackhawk for a brief spell at DC. At Marvel, he's done the Damage Control series. He has done, I believe he's done Wolverine. He's even done at Harvey Comics, Richie Rich and Casper, the Friendly Ghost. His work is phenomenal. This is a very entertaining read. I highly recommend, and not just because I'm selling it, I've read it many times. I highly recommend this graphic novel, The Medusa Chain. Let's, of course, I'm jumping a bit, so let's talk from left to right. Before we do that, let me see. Robert Kennedy says, any books by Michael Golden for tonight's show? He's going to be at a comic convention I'm planning to attend on October 15th. Robert, I don't have anything planned for this show. However, if you want to contact me later tonight or tomorrow, we might be able to make a deal on a couple of issues of ROM Space Knight from Marvel that Michael Golden did the cover on. I know I've got two issues like that. There's one where ROM is attacking the U.S. Air Force fighter squadron, And there's another one where Ram is getting ready to face off against the Jack of Hearts. And detail on that is gorgeous. So you might want to consider that. But I have to find the spare time to dig it out, find out which box I put them in. It is in relatively close proximity, but it would take too much time to stop the show and try to find them now. So you and I will definitely talk, okay? Any Tomb of Dracula tonight? Oh man, last week one of the books I gave away was an issue of Tomb of Dracula. It was number 39. The only Tomb of Dracula I have is the facsimile edition of issue number 10, which is a reprint. And they call it a facsimile edition because it's a total facsimile, total reprint, all the way down to the advertisements of issue number 10, which was the first appearance of Blade the Vampire Slayer. So yeah, it's a much newer copy. It is climbing, which baffles some people, including myself, for a facsimile edition. It's obviously not the original, but it is climbing in value. But you don't have to get it at an exorbitant price on today's show. As a matter of fact, I can put that on the board right after one of these books gets moved. If one of these books gets sold or it's just time to swap it out because it hasn't moved. So good, you have something to look forward to within the next few minutes, Austin. Let's talk about these books from left to right. The book on the far left. Let me wet my whistle. That's good. The book on the left on the far left is a Silver Age DC Comics claim. The Atom and Hawkman, number 39. Silver Age DC Comics, The Atom and Hawkman, number 39. The story is by Robert Kanigher. The art is by Murphy Anderson and Joe Giella. The cover is by Joe Kubert, the great Joe Kubert. This is a key issue. This marks the first appearance of the Atom and Hawkman in their own... Whoops. My finger hit the button. So sorry about that. I'm going to let it play out. I was trying to change the screen on my phone. So sorry. I'm just opening up the Facebook page on my phone right now so that I can monitor that as well. No, I can't do that. Phone right now so that I can monitor. Nope, I can't do that way. Because if I do that, I cancel out the music, which it looks like I just did. All right. So sorry. Go back to what I was doing before. This is the first appearance of the Atom and Hawkman in their own title together. This marks an official title change. This issue with the previous issue, number 38, used to be known as the Atom. So the first 38 issues, it was just the Atom. It went into a title change with this issue, number 39, and started to feature official team-ups between the Atom and the Thanagarian lawman, Hawkman, with Hawkgirl appearing in the mix as well. So, and of course, this issue is no different in features and appearance by Hawkgirl. It is from October-November 1968. The grade range, it's a low to mid range, 3.5, very good minus, to 4.5, very good plus. The buy it now on this issue is $16 or best offer. I just read your post, Austin. How are you, Cindy? Haven't seen you in a while. I was thinking about you the other day. Hopefully everything is all well. I know you haven't bought anything from me for a while. I know things were a little tight, as they were with many of us, or you. And I hope things have changed for the better. You know, I'd love to see you be a customer of mine again. So that is the Atom and Hawkman. Just so you know, Cindy, in case you didn't, this is our Claim or BO show. Busy as a cranberry merchant at work. I can only imagine how busy that is. So I will take your word for it that is pretty damn busy. Claim or BO, which means a claim, of course, is a buy it now. So if you see a buy it now in the book I have up, you think it's reasonable, claim it. If you want to haggle, then it's like make me an offer in terms of you're going to make me a counter offer. You're going to make me your best offer. If I think it works for me, I'll accept it. If not, I'll give you a counter offer. That's basically all it is. And it's also combined with our BOGO shows, which means for every book you buy, you get a free comic or collectible. So it's going to be awesome. Last week we tried it for the first time. We had several people make off like bandits. It was a whole lot of fun. So I figured, let's continue it. Cindy says, very busy. 50th anniversary of Disney World be happening in October. Oh, wow. You know, I hope that park attendance is going up steadily, maybe slowly because of the pandemic, but steadily. Also moved to a bigger house. Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations for that. Just wet my whistle again. The second book is another one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites. Let's talk about that one. It is a Bronze Age Marvel Comics claim. It is the Uncanny X-Men Annual number 3. The Uncanny X-Men Annual number 3. I remember I was in high school when this issue came out, and me and my friends bought multiple copies of this, and we talked about it for a couple of weeks. And it's still one of the highlights of our collective memory back then. The story is by Chris Claremont. It's a self-contained story. Story by Claremont. The art is by George Perez, with inks by Terry Austin. The cover is by Frank Miller, with inks by Terry Austin, featuring the villainous Archon, the Thunderbolt wielder, and he's made several appearances in issues of the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. This time it was the X-Men's turn. This happens to be the 7th appearance overall of Archon in Marvel continuity. This issue is a direct edition. It is absolutely gorgeous. The team of Terry Austin's inks over George Perez's pencils, it's something to behold. It is definitely one of the highlights of both of their careers. And to me, it is one of the more memorable X-Men adventures. This is from August of 1979. The grade range is between 8.5, very fine plus, to 9.0, very fine near mint. But buy it now on this issue is $45 or best offer. And the one thing I was talking so much, the one thing I forgot to do is to start posting the info into the feed. So let me do that with the Atom and Hawkman and then with this issue. Is that a pen mark across the barcode? No, that is they did that at the printer. The printer did that. I believe that means this is a direct edition, which means they had 2 versions, and they weren't calling them variants back then, but of course they were variants, looking back on them. They had the version that had the barcode with no slash through it. And that was the newsstand edition. And remember, newsstand distribution for comic books was phasing out around that time. And then at the same time, we saw more and more of the rise of comic book specialty stores. The comic book specialty store version, or what is known as the direct market edition, had a barcode slashed through with that line. That's what that means. And then pretty soon they started taking the barcodes out of the box altogether, and they put little bits of artwork or maybe floating heads of characters like Spider-Man, or things like that. Once things quiet down, we'll start buying again. Got to go close to bedtime. Have a good night, all. So sorry to see you go, Cindy, but I'm looking forward to the day real soon where you will start buying great things from Lightning Rod Collectibles again. Have a good night, my friend. As I said, I was going to say I was going to post the books that are up, starting with Adam Hawkman. And I'm doing exactly that. So there are the stats on the Atom and Hawkman. Now I'm going to do the same for the Uncanny X-Men. Highly recommend this issue. $45 or best offer. All right, now there is the book right after the X-Men. That is Marvel. I'm sorry, This was a little more sophisticated for Marvel. This is DC graphic novel number 3, The Medusa Chain. It's a Copper Age DC Comics claim. Great graphic novel, science fiction at its best and its wildest and its weirdest. from Ernie Cologne. Ernie Cologne, yes, the same Ernie Cologne who used to pencil for Harvey Comics, Richie Rich, and Casper the Friendly Ghost, and Hot Stuff. Remember those books? Same guy who used to draw Amethyst, Princess of Gem World, and Arion, Lord of Atlantis from DC. Same guy who used to draw Damage Control for Marvel. Ernie is probably was one of the most versatile and most underrated cartoonists in the comic book industry. He left us a couple of years ago, but his work remains, and it is beautiful. Story art and cover by Ernie Cologne. The art is 1984. The publishing year, rather, is 1984. The grade range on this book is 8.0, very fine, to 8.5, very fine, plus condition. Oh, and it looks like my Buy It Now dropped out of the feed. Easy fix. Buy It Now, $13 or best offer. Buy It Now, $13 or best offer. Sorry about that glare. And then there is the fourth book. It's another milestone for Marvel's magnificent wall crawler. Well, that's all right, Robert. Fourth book. Look on the far right. The Bronze Age Marvel Comics claim it is Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, Volume 1, Number 1. Premiere issue. First issue. And a great issue that it is. The story is by Jerry Conway. The art is by Sal Buscema, with inks by Mike Esposito and an inking assist by Dave Hunt. The cover is by Sal Buscema, with inks by John Romita Sr. This, of course, besides being number 1, it is a key issue. It is the first appearance of the character of Edward Lansky, who would later, maybe about 3 or 4 issues later, appear as the villain known as Lightmaster. And of course, as you can see on the cover, an appearance by the Tarantula, or as I like to say, La Tarantula. Plus, Spider-Man's origin is retold in this issue. This came out in December 1976. The grade range is 5.0, very good, fine condition, to 5.5, fine minus condition. The Buy It Now on this issue, number 1 of Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, is $40 or best offer. Claim it for $40 or make your best offer. Now, let me ask Who's that giving me the thumbs up? Austin, are you still here? Because if you are, I will bring up that Tomb of Dracula. Peter Parker, number one, $20 is the offer from Austin Hoteling. By the way, Austin, did you get your last package? Of course, before I ask that, make sure I sent it. If I didn't send it, that meant I was holding stuff for you. Never mind. I am holding stuff for you. So I did not send it yet. But if you want me to, after this show, if you win anything, I can add the stuff to what I have for you already and then ship it off. So please let me know about that. So I can answer that question for you. I did not ship out anything to you yet. You've been building a package. You can let me know if you're ready for me to ship it with what I'm holding, plus what you may win today. All right, there's an offer on the table for Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, number one. Okay, I've got to make a counter offer. Okay, the counter offer on Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, number one, is $37. And Austin says 25. All right. My next counter offer is, Lightning Rod's next counter offer is $34. We're about to swap out books now. Then I'm talking about the other 3 remaining books. I'm about to start swapping books out. Austin says 26. Lightning Rod's next counter offer is $30. What say you, Austin? Austin says 27. Lightning Rod says 28. And Austin says sold. That's awesome sauce. All right. A big congratulations to you. That is a done deal. And I'm liking that. And I'm going to give you a freebie, because this is our BOGO show. The freebie I'm giving you is from Marvel's Epic line. I used to love the Epic line of books. The regular color comic Epic line, they were great. And of course, they were an offshoot of what was a very innovative magazine for Marvel. It was Marvel's answer to heavy metal, Epic Illustrated, which saw the rise of series such as Metamorphosis Odyssey by Jim Starlin, which introduced the character of Vance Dreadstar. Here is Dreadstar's first issue from Epic Comics. What a great series this was. Check it out. And the reason why I make mention of this is that Jim Starlin just came out with a graphic novel of new material, new adventures of Vance Dreadstar and his mercenary buddies out in outer space. It is, it's even more jam-packed than something you would see in Star Wars. It is an awesome series. This is your freebie, Austin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll give you your props in just a sec. Let's see. right, this is Pops. This is where we give credit for our wins. That was a great deal. Thank you, Austin. Couldn't have done it without you. All right, next book. We're going to slide these over. Robert says, I've been looking for the ElfQuest graphic novel, but no luck so far. Hope I might come across it at the convention. Let me know. As I know there's a lot of ElfQuest out there. I think Wendy Pini had a birthday not too long ago. Wendy Pini, who is the co-creator of ElfQuest, she is the artist with her writer husband, Richard Pini. In the 70s and 80s, Wendy Pini used to dress up as the female barbarian Red Sonja. And she used to pose for artist Frank Thorne when Frank used to draw the Red Sonja comic for Marvel. Here's the next book. All right, let's talk about this one. Okay, this next book that I just put in, it's in the #1 spot on the far left of your screen. It is a Diamond Age Marvel Comics claim. The original is from a Bronze Age, but this has been reprinted, and it is a specific type of reprint. It is called the facsimile edition of The Tomb of Dracula, number 10, which originally came out in July of 1973. I see Austin has already put in an offer of $5 for The Tomb of Dracula, number 10, facsimile edition. The only other difference is the colors in it, I think, are sharper in this and more vibrant than they were in the original edition. But it's called the facsimile edition because the ads, as they appeared in the original 1973 version, all appear in the order that they appeared then. They appear in this issue. Whoa! Reyes Galaviz came in with an $8 offer. This is now turned into a bidding war. This is now a bidding war. And hey, Reyes, how are you? This is, just to remind everybody, this is not the original. This is the facsimile edition. But as I mentioned at the top of the show, when I said that this was coming, this book, for some strange reason, is climbing in value. There are people that seem not to care that this is a facsimile reprint. And hey, that's all the better for me, I guess. So, Austin, the ball is in your court now. What would you like to do? Austin now says $10, which was my asking price originally. Reyes, it's now your turn. What would you like to do? Do you want to make another bid? Another bid on this book? Tomb of Dracula 10, which reprints the first appearance of Blade the Vampire Slayer. Yes, he does. Reyes says 12. Wow, this is quite exciting. I did not expect this. Austin is out. Wow. If nobody else has any objections or wants to spout off a price higher than 12 in there that's in their mind and on the tip of their tongue, then I am going to declare this done with Reyes Galvez, the winner of the Tomb of Dracula number 10 facsimile edition at $12. All right. All right, let's give Reyes his props. By the way, Reyes, how is Lupe? Thinking about her too today. Hope she is doing much better. I know she wasn't feeling well for a while. By the way, Reyes, your last package is on its way to you. Just in case I neglected or forgot to send you a notification in Messenger. Okay, now we're giving Reyes his props. Thank you so much, Reyes, for your continued business and patronage. Oh, my cousin is online. Anika. Hey, sweetie, how are you? Hope all is well with you. We need to catch up. Send me a private message. I'll give you my phone number, and we will definitely talk. Reyes says he just completed the Marvel Godzilla set. Ooh, man. Another one of the great toy properties of Marvel Comics in the late 1970s. Great series. Reyes is saying he's still plugging away at the Tomb of Dracula series. That means you still are probably going to have to get the original number 10. But in the meantime, this is pretty good. She's going to have some surgeries this week. Oh, man. All long road ahead to get better. Well, brother, she and all of you are in my prayers. And I mean that. But just so you know, and I hope this is encouragement for you, Reyes. God's got this. Everything's going to be okay. I don't just believe that. I know it. So, you guys are all good. All right. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to put up. You're welcome. You're welcome, Reyes. And that's from my heart. I forgot to put up the post-it. Let's do that right now. Oh no, not that one. I'll save that one for another time. This one. I have like a couple different size sets of post-it notes in front of me. Blank post-it packs. By the way, Reyes, you missed Cindy Carrasco. Looks like she's working steady again, which I'm very glad to hear. Working at the Walt Disney World in Florida. They're getting ready for, I think it's a huge milestone park anniversary. Okay, we're going to start swapping out some more books. And that means you get a freebie. What freebie should I give you? Let's see. I know what I'll give you as a freebie. It's funny, bear with me, but I hope the screen doesn't look blurry to you guys. I'm running this from StreamYard, and it looks crystal clear on StreamYard. But when I look at it on Facebook, it looks blurry. Don't know what that's about. Reyes, here's your freebie, because you got me thinking of outside IPs that Marvel dabbled in comic form in the late 70s and early 80s. So I'm going to give you this issue number 6 of Battlestar Galactica. Another great series. I used to read this one often. with a Rich Buckler and Klaus Johnson cover. You enjoy that with my compliments. Blurry but not horrible. I wonder why it's doing that. So congratulations to Reyes. And we're going to swap out the Adam and Hawkman. Please remember that everything that has not sold, everything that has not been claimed, is still available. All right. 2 new books are coming in. Nothing is sharp, but it's viewable. Okay. I appreciate that, Austin. Let's see if those come in clear on the screen. Let me know from anybody else if they see it was the same way that Austin sees the screen. All right. I just threw 2 new books in the mix. Let's talk about them. The one on the far left, it is an interesting book. It is a Bronze Age claim from Fitzgerald Publishing. Many of you may not have heard of Fitzgerald Publishing. It's no longer in operation. But some of you might remember this series. And it was a very Afrocentric series. It dealt with figures in Black history. Can't wait for tomorrow. Carnival food and tapping. Ooh, where you going? And what time's the show start? Now, this book on the left is called Golden Legacy. This is the 12th issue. It does not have a glossy cover like all the other books that you'll see tonight. This book is a newsprint cover comic. So the cover is printed on the same paper that the interior is. It's all newsprints. But Fitzgerald Publishing focused on publishing comics exclusively covering figures in Black history. And I recently found an outlet that still carries the older issues. I believe there were 16. I want to say there were 16 total issues. That's awesome, Robert. That sounds very cool. This issue of Golden Legacy, Illustrated History Magazine, focuses specifically on Black cowboys. The only disappointing thing for me on this issue is that the lawman known as Bass Reeves is not covered in this book, which I find is a disappointment. Because of Black Cowboys, he was among the greatest, if not the greatest, being the first black man, or the first man of color, to become a deputy United States Marshal. Austin says freeze-dried taffy is weirdly wonderful. I have no choice but to take your word for it, but it sounds very interesting. Now, one cool thing about this issue of Golden Legacy is that the stories, the art, and the cover are all by Don Perlin. Don Perlin was a Marvel artist. Of course, he's white. And he was the artist that was best associated with drawing Werewolf by Night, The Ghost Rider, and being the artist that co-created Moon Knight. So think about that. If you're a Don Perlin fan, or if you are an aficionado of Black history, this book is definitely for you. Published in 1972, the grade range is 9.2 near mint minus to 9.4 near mint. But buy it now on this issue is $16 or best offer. All right, moving on to the next book. This is a great issue. Great issue, and an in-demand issue for DC Comics Western collectors. It's a Bronze Age DC Comics claim. Second from the left, it is Weird Western Tales, Volume 1, number 12. Weird Western Tales, Volume 1, number 12. It's a hot item, an in-demand item. Weird Western Tales, Volume 1, number 12. The stories are written by John Albano, Cary Bates, Sergio Aragonés, is that Sergio? And Denny O'Neil with writing assist by Ed Herron. The art is by Tony DeZuniga, and I think I've been mispronouncing his name all this time. Tony DeZuniga, Neil Adams with inks by Bernie Wrightson, Nick Cardy, and Carmine Infantino. The cover is by the awesome Joe Kubert. This issue features appearances by Jonah Hex, El Diablo, who is the character on the cover, Backlash, and Powwow Smith. The reprint stories in this issue are from Backlash number 7 from October, November of 1969, and Western Comics number 58, July, August 1956. That story features the Indian lawman Powwow Smith. This was published in June, July of 1972, and let me tell you, the highlight of this issue is the El Diablo story. That is the story that is rendered by Neil Adams and Bernie Wrightson. Absolute gorgeous film. Gorgeous comic. It's unreal. It's uncanny the way the story is just so visually perfect. You have to see it to believe it. The grade range on this book is a decent mid to high grade, 7.5, fine, very fine, to 8.0, very fine condition. That's why the buy it now is what it is. $75 or best offer. $75 or best offer. Claim it at that price or make your best offer. We're going to swap out the X-Men Annual. Somehow I thought that would go, but perhaps we'll try this again another time with this book. Here's another great book. Take a squeak of my breath. This book I just put in is a Copper Age Marvel Comics claim featuring everybody's favorite wall crawler. This book is The Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 1, number 258B. A Copper Age Marvel Comics claim. Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 1, number 258B. Which means this is the direct sales edition. The story is by Tom DeFalco. The art and the cover are by Ron Frenz with inks by Joseph Rubinstein. This issue is a key. This is a key issue. In it, the black costume is discovered to be alive. For the first time, they discovered that the black costume is a symbiotic alien for the first time. From November 1984, that's the date this book was published, the grade range is 7.5, fine, very fine, to 8.0, very fine condition. To offer it as a buy it now of $12 or best offer is a steal. $12, claim it, or make your best offer. Wouldn't that be the first appearance of Venmo? You mean Venom, don't you? Damn that autocorrect. First appearance of Venmo, everybody. uh, I amuse very easily, as you can see. Austin said, oops. Oh, that's funny. That is very funny. No, that is not the first appearance of Venom. I will tell you which issue is the first appearance. It's not, and we're not talking about the first issue where he identifies as Venom. It's the first appearance, period. That's what really counts. Give me 1 second, guys. Because I'm trying to give you a more definitive answer to your question. Venmo, that's funny. The issue you're talking about, the first appearance, the first full appearance of the Black Spider-Man costume, which was later to be revealed as an alien symbiote, which is this issue where it's revealed. The first appearance in the pages of Spider-Man is the Amazing Spider-Man 252. 252 is the first appearance. And I'm going to swap out the Medusa chain. I thought that would have moved too, but that's okay. It'll stay in my hands just a wee bit longer. All right, let me show you this next one, friends. Another great Bronze Age Marvel book. Whoops. Slide that over just a bit. Okay. This next book that I just brought in, at the far right, a Bronze Age Marvel Comics claim. This was a really good title to read back then, August 1971, when this came out. This is The Avengers, Volume 1, number 91. The Avengers, Volume 1, number 91. This issue story is written by Roy Thomas. The art and the cover are by Sal Buscema. This is a key issue. It features Chapter 2 of the Kree-Skrull War, which in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been touched upon already in Avengers Endgame, and I believe the second Guardians of the Galaxy film. Who's that thumbs upping me? I like to know who you are. This is a great story. The Kree-Skrull War story arc was one of the best story arcs in the Bronze Age of Marvel, and especially for the Avengers. This issue came out in August of 1971. The grade range is 5.5 fine minus to 6.0 fine plus condition. But buy it now is $20 or best offer. You can claim this at $20 or make your best offer. We're going to be swapping out another book. We'll swap out Golden Legacy next. All right, my friends. The name of the game is Claim or Best Offer. And BOGO, which means buy one, get one. Everybody who makes a purchase gets a freebie. Also, please remember, anything that has not sold, that has not been claimed, is still available. Okay, my friends, we just dropped the next book in. This next book is a Bronze Age DC Comics claim. It is one of the premier Batman books. It is Detective Comics, Volume 1, number 443. If you notice, this issue is in a 100-page super spectacular format. One of the reasons why this format, which was in experimentation for over a year, from the middle of 1974 to the middle of 1975, all of their major titles, all of DC's major comics went through this. I can only imagine how it would be imagined. I can imagine how it could have been imagined by Marvel had Marvel tried it. The stories inside are by Archie Goodwin, Jerry Siegel. Yes, that Jerry Siegel. The Jerry Siegel that co-created Superman. Robert Kanigher, Steve Ditko, with inks by Don Siegel, and Joe Samachum. I'm butchering this man's name. Lord help me. Joe Samachum. I bet you that's the more correct way to say it than even that don't sound. That's a tongue twister. Art in this issue is by Walt Simonson, Bernard Bailey, Alex Toth, Steve Ditko, and Jerry Robinson. That's Simonson, Bernard Bailey, Toth, Ditko, and Jerry Robinson, all drawn stories in this issue. The cover is by Jim Aparo. I love Jim Aparo's work, especially during this time on Batman. He gave Batman's look a powerful, almost murder mystery kind of feel. Every time he drew not only Batman hitting someone, but anyone hitting anyone, those blows look like they would hurt. And that's how Jim Aparo drew, dynamically. This issue is a key issue. And of course, part of it is because it is the 100-page super spectacular format. The other thing is that at the center of the new material in this issue, and as exhibited on the cover, it is the Batman Manhunter team-up, or the Paul Kirk Manhunter character. There are appearances in this issue by Manhunter, and that's Paul Kirk, the Spectre, Green Lantern, the Alan Scott Green Lantern of Earth 2, and the Creeper. The reprints come from comics such as More Fun Comics 65 from March 1941, All American Comics number 98 from June 1948, Showcase Volume 1 number 73, March-April 1968, and Batman Volume 1 number 18, August-September 1943. This issue was published in October-November 1974. The grade range is 7.0, fine, very fine, to 7.5, very fine minus. The buy it now on this issue of Detective Comics number 443 is $30, or best offer. Buy it now, claim it at $30, or make your best offer. We're about to swap out Weird Western Tales. We'll see this book again at another time. Ooh, got a book behind it. Here's our next book. This is a Diamond Age book. Throw something modern in there. Okay, give me 1 second, my friends. I don't know why everything... Does everything look blurry to you guys? Okay, my friends, I'm back. Let's talk about this newest arrival, which is right now standing in between Detective Comics and The Amazing Spider-Man. It is a Diamond Age Marvel Comics claim. It is Wolverine, Volume 7, number 9B. It's a variant copy issue. The story is by Benjamin Percy, the art by Adam Kubert, the variant cover by R.D. Silva. This is a Versus Alien variant cover, which means, and what was cool about it, and it spans across several different titles at Marvel that month, but the covers imagined, now that the Aliens IP is in the hands of Marvel Comics, it shows in their respective books on their covers, on their variant covers, one of their variant covers, the main character of the book squaring off with, or about to square off with, an alien xenomorph. In some issues, like there was a Spider-Man issue that came out at the same, Spider-Woman issue rather, that came out at the same time, which showed her about to be menaced by the alien queen. So this one shows Wolverine going toe-to-toe with a xenomorph. And I guess he's the best person to go after and do hand-to-hand with a xenomorph, because the corrosive blood inside the alien xenomorph, even though it will hurt Wolverine, it won't kill him. He will quickly regenerate from it. Of course, there's nothing about Alien inside the book. This is just part of the imaginings of the alien xenomorphs interacting with characters from the Marvel Universe. It's a cool idea, and this is a great cover. This came out in March of 2021. The grade range is 9.8, near mint condition, to 9.9, mint condition. And the buy it now on this issue is $14 or best offer. $14 or best offer. We're going to swap out that Amazing Spider-Man now. Please keep in mind at the end of the show, we're going to spin the wheel of elimination. Everybody who makes a purchase goes on, their name goes on the wheel of elimination every time they win something. So your name can be appearing on the wheel more than once, which is very advantageous to you. The more you're entered that in that fashion, chances are good for you to win. What is there to win? A free shipping package. It means Lightning Rod Collectibles will automatically cover the cost for winners who get to be the last person standing on the wheel. You will get free shipping, and that's only in the continental United States, my friends. You cannot afford to do it for international. All right. There is an appearance by the mutant known as Maverick in this issue. $14, claim it, or your best offer. Wolverine Volume 7, number 9B. Okay, we're going to say goodbye to Spidey. Please remember, anything that has not sold is still available. We've got a Golden Age book in the house. All right, let's talk about this book. I'm always excited when I get one of these titles. And I'm not just talking about Golden Age books in particular. I'm talking specifically about this title from Fawcett Publications. You are looking at a Golden Age Fawcett Publishing claim. It is Don Winslow of the Navy, number 8. Don Winslow of the Navy, number 8. I dare say that this title was probably the most important comic book of World War II. And I say that because this book was actually used, this title, these comics of Don Winslow of the Navy were used as a recruitment tool into the U.S. military in general and into the Marine Corps in particular. This book came out in October of 1943. Can you imagine that? And back then, the publishers of the day thought nothing of making 1 million, 1.5 million, 2 million print runs of any given title. The stories are all uncredited, so I can't unfortunately tell you who the writer was. And it wasn't the creator of Don Winslow of the Navy, who was known as Lieutenant Commander Frank Martinet. The art and the cover of this issue are done by Carl Fluffer. Carl Fluffer. Let me tell you something else that's interesting about Don Winslow of the Navy. The United States government set up an editorial advisory board for this series. They wanted to make sure there's certain things that were made accurate about the United States military, but they didn't want to get too accurate because the spy network by the Russians was just beginning to be set up. The editorial advisory board was primarily to relegate this series. And who should they pick? The First Lady, Mrs., or rather I should say Madam President Eleanor Roosevelt, and Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd, who was a man of color. Their names are listed on the editorial advisory board. I think that's fascinating, don't you? This issue came out in October of 1943. The grade range on this book is low, 0.5, which is poor minus, to 1.0. The grade range is 0.5, poor minus, to 1.0, fair condition. But buy it now on Don Winslow of the Navy, number 8, is $16 or best offer. We're going to swap out the Avengers in just a moment. We are having some difficulty with our screen at the moment. Please bear with us. Thank you. All right, we're about to swap out the Avengers. Number 91. Remember that anything that has not sold is still available. Okay, we just added a book on the far right. Silver Age, DC Comics claim. The first and the best. It's Superman, Volume 1, number 168. Superman, Volume 1, number 168. What a great issue. The stories inside are written by Edmund Hamilton and Leo Dorfman. The art inside is by Kurt Swan, with inks by George Klein and Al Plastino. The cover is by Kurt Swan and George Klein. This is a key issue. In the letters page of this issue, the letters page, or where the letters page was supposed to be, has been replaced this issue. It was replaced by a tribute section designed to mourn and give remembrance on the recent death of President John F. Kennedy. And it has a sneak preview of preliminary art on an upcoming Superman story featuring the president and scheduled for this issue. The story actually appears in the next issue. No, I'm sorry, not the next issue. 2 issues later. Superman Volume 1, number 170. And that story made it to print under the request of President Lyndon Johnson, who was the man who stood to run the White House under Kennedy. Also, there's an appearance in this issue by Lex Luthor. What else is new? This came out in April of 1964. That was my birth year. And it's my birth month. The grade range is 3.5, very good minus, to 4.5, very good plus condition. So buy it now on Superman.